Now this is the another topic in Indian Economic Services exam, which is substitution effect, income effect, and price effect of the price change. Right. This is the another topic in Indian Economic Services exam. So let us look at some of the questions which have appeared in the paper. This is one of the question which has appeared, which is, I think this is question number 1E, IES 2012 paper, right, paper 1. Okay, so in this question what has been asked is that suppose you have a demand function for milk of the form x1 equals to 100 plus m upon 100 p1, and your weekly income m is given by 12,000 rupees and p1 equals to 20. Now suppose p1 falls from 20 to 15, right? So p1 earlier was 20, now it is 15 per liter. Then what will be the substitution effect? Okay, so let's look at this problem. So we'll find out the initial demand. We are given with the demand function, we are given with the income, and we are given with the initial price. So we are given with the income and we are given with the initial price. We will just substitute these values there back into the demand function, and what we get is x1 equals to 100 plus 12,000 upon 100 into 20, and it is 100 plus 6, which is 106. Now price has fallen from 20 to 15, so it means that the purchasing power has increased. Now generally in your one good kind of a demand function, right, when you are given the demand function like this, that is x1 is equal to something something minus p1 and something like this. So this is the way to solve it. I'll also show you in the another question, when you're given a proper utility function, then how do you find the substitution effect and income effect in those cases. But here, let's say you are given with this kind of a function here, x1 equals to this, so you'll just substitute the values, 100 plus 12,000 upon 100 into 20, and you get 106. Now suppose price of the commodity falls from 20 to 15. I think that's what has been given to you. Yes, 20 to 15 is there. So because the price has fallen, your purchasing power has increased. For you to be at the same level of the welfare, right, so some amount of income has to be taken back, right, because the purchasing power has increased because the price has fallen. So how do you find this out? You say that it is initially what was your income? There's only one commodity X, and the price of that commodity is P1, and you are spending your entire income. So if you found out your expenditure, it means that you have found out your income. So it is P1x equals to M, right? Now, when the price of commodity X has increased, but you are still buying the same unit of the commodity, what should be the level of expenditure? That should be M dash. Let's say that's a new M dash. So delta M is what? P1 minus P1 dash into X, right? That means what? Delta P into X. I'll rather write it as X naught, which means initial level of the consumption. So that's what we have done. So delta M is what? The change in income. What should be the change in income so that you are at the same level of welfare? See, when the purchasing power has increased, you have to take some income back so that you should be at the same level of the welfare. When the purchasing power has decreased, you have to give some income back. So in case of the price fall, purchasing power has increased, you will take some income back. When the price has increased, purchasing power has decreased, you give some income back, right? So in this case, since price has fallen, so purchasing power has increased, so you will take some income back. So it is delta P into X1. X1 means your initial level of consumption, which you have just found out, which is to be 106. It is minus 5 into 106, which is minus 530. So what is the new income level? new income should be original income plus delta M. Now in this case, the delta M is minus 530. So it is 12,000 minus 530 and this comes out to be 11470. So X1 dash is what? Now you need to find out that intermediate level. So intermediate level of the consumption would be, now at this level of consumption, your purchasing power is constant, right? Your real income is being kept constant. Clear? So this is M dash, guys. So it is 100 plus M dash upon 100 into P dash or P1 dash, which whatever it is. You've just substituted these values here. So it is 100 plus 11470 upon 100 into 15. So once you'll calculate this, I think you'll be getting 107.64. So the substitution effect is the difference between this X1 dash minus X1, which is 107.64 minus 106, which is 1.64. Now, even though in the question they have not asked you to find out the total effect, but let's find that out also. So you'll find out the final demand. For final demand, what do you do? It is 100 plus original income upon 100 into P1 dash, right? So it is 100 plus 12,000 upon 100 into 15, which is 108 now. You guys are with me? So it is what? Total effect would be final minus original. So final is what? 108. Original is what? 106. So it is 2. But you know this very well that total effect is substitution effect plus income effects. So you have already found out the total effect. You've already found out the substitution effect. So income effect is what? Total effect minus substitution effect, and which comes out to be 2 minus 1.64, which is 0.36. Right? Okay. Now let us do one more question, guys. Right. This question is not asked in any of the IES paper, but can be asked. So you should very well prepare this as well. So supposedly if you are given with the Cobb-Douglas function, which is u equals to xy, and P1, P2 is 2, 3, that is initial level of prices, and the new level of price is P1 dash. So the price of X has decreased from 2 to 3. Price of Y is still same, which is 3. Original income is 10. So what do? You have to derive income effect, substitution effect using Slutsky and Hicksian method. Now remember this very clearly. In Slutsky, you keep the purchasing power constant. In Hicksian, you keep the original utility constant. Right? So now this particular recording is assuming that you know how to find out demand functions from the utility functions. Right? We have already done this. That given the utility function, how do you find out the demand function? So I think in another recording I've done this. That is how do you find out from Cobb-Douglas function, Cobb-Douglas utility function or demand function. So please look at that as well. So when you have u equals to xy, the demand function is of the form m by 2 p1 and m by 2 p2. You just plug in the values. You are given with m as 10, p1, p2 are 2 and 3 here. So what you get is 2.5, 1.67. Am I clear on this? Now, so this is your first step. First step, what is it that you have found out? You have found out the original demand vector. Now in the second step, I'll rather put the second step in two subparts, which is 2.1 and 2.2. So what do? You find out the fictitious level of income so that original bundle is affordable at new price vector, right? So that original bundle is affordable at the new price vector. So m dash is what? P1 dash x naught plus P2 Why not? Okay, let me just clarify this point here. I need to find out the level of income, right? But I am spending my entire income when I'm finding out the optimal. Clear? My optimal has to satisfy the budget constraint always. For example, if I have 100 rupees, I'm assuming that I'm spending my entire 100 rupees. So if I found out my income, it means that I have found out my expenditure. Or in other words, if I found out my expenditure, it means that I have found out my income. So what is the expenditure at new prices and the original bundle? What is the original bundle? X naught, Y naught. What are the new prices? What is the price for X now? P1 dash. What is the price of Y now? P2. Add these two expenditure, you get the new expenditure level, which is equal to M dash. That is what your income is, your new fictitious level of income, and that's what you have done. So at this level of income, so it is P1 dash is what? 1, X naught is 2.5, just found this out, P2 is 3, and Y naught is 1.67, which you get as 7.51. Am I clear on this? Now remember this, I am not saying that you will be consuming X naught, Y naught at these prices. No. I am just saying that the original bundle is affordable. I hope I'm clear on this point. I am just saying that the original bundle is affordable. Affordability would mean that the bundle lies on the budget line, right? Optimal would mean it lies not only on the budget line, but it is also providing the maximum utility. Am I clear on this? Let me just clarify this point. I'm just taking some time to explain this. So you have this kind of the function, and use the different ink. I'm so sorry. So this is my budget line. Clear? Now when this is my budget line, then all the points on this green budget line are affordable, but only this point is giving me the highest utility, right? Because the indifference curve passing through this point will look like this, but this is not the highest indifference curve. Highest indifference curve is this. So this is giving you the highest utility. It means that, but what I'm trying to say is that original bundle should be affordable. I'm not saying that this has to be the optimal as well. So that is the reason I've just written it to be affordability, nothing else, right? Now what you will do is you'll find out the intermediate level of income, and this is what your step 2.2 is. Okay, at M dash, this is your fictitious level of income, and the new price vector, right? What is the new price vector? P1 dash, P2. This is the new price vector. So x1, y1 would be what? Now, what is the form of the demand function for x and y here in case of Cobb-Douglas function? M upon 2 P1 and M upon 2 P2. At when income is M dash, so it becomes M dash. When prices are P1 dash, it becomes P1 dash. So it is M dash upon 2 P1 dash and M dash upon 2 P2. Just plug in these values and you get 3.75 and 1.25. Am I clear on this? Now note that between x1 and x0, only the relative prices are changing. Please write it somewhere. Between x1 and x0, only relative prices are changing, right? Only relative prices are changing. Real income is being kept constant. And how do you know real income is being kept constant? What is the meaning of this fictitious level of income? You have kept the affordability right? You are, even at the new prices, your original bundle is still affordable, right? Now, this is the way you've kept the real income constant. So this is what your substitution effect is. So the difference between X1 and X0, this intermediate level of consumption and the original level, is what the substitution effect is. Am I clear on this? What is the final demand vector? That's the third point. Third is, I mean, your income is not changing, guys. This is just the academic exercise. Okay, whatever we have done, the fictitious level of income. But in the market, what do you see? Earlier, the price of the chocolate was 5. Now the price of the chocolate is 10. Has your income changed? Your nominal income changed? No. No, it doesn't change. So, right. So, in the final demand vector, it becomes what? It becomes M upon 2P1 dash. And Y2 becomes what? M upon 2P2. Your M is not M dash now. It is M, your original income. So, final demand at original income and new price vector. At original income and new price vector. That is what your final demand is. So X2, Y2 is what? M upon 2P1 dash and M upon 2P2. Am I clear on this? You just plug in the values. What you get is 5 and 1.67. So the difference between the final and original is what your total effect is, or what your price effect is. So it is X2 minus X0, which is 5 minus 2.5 is 2.5. Substitution effect is X1 minus X0, which is 3.75 minus 2.5 is 1.25. And income effect is the difference between total effect and substitution effect, which is 1.2. So this was the Slutsky method. So in Slutsky, what you do, you keep real income constant, right? So in Slutsky, what do? You keep the real income constant. Am I clear on this? Okay. So, and that's what we have done. Okay, one more thing. Where exactly you think that the assumption of Slutsky is hitting it? Only in the step 2. When we want to find out the original and final, do we need the assumption of to keep the real income constant? No. So the assumptions of either Slutsky or Hickson are hitting only the step 2, not step 1 and step 3. So what is happening in step 1? For Hickson method. In Hickson method, what do? You keep original utility constant. Original utility constant. So U0 is what? X0 into Y0. You have already found out the, see guys, your utility function is what? U equals to X into Y. If you want to find out the original utility, you'll have to find that out at the original level of the consumption. What is the original level of consumption? X0 into Y0. What is X0? X0, I guess it is 2.5 and Y0 is what? 1.67. That's what you have already found out. 2.5 and 1.67. And this you get as, so this is what? 2.5 into 1.67, which is 4.175, right? This is the original utility. Now, I'm again repeating this stuff, whether you find out using the assumption of Slutsky or Hicksian, there is no change in original or the final demand vector. Only the intermediate demand vector is going to change. Clear? Now, okay, tell me one thing. When you have a Cobb-Douglas function, how does it look like? So, this is your budget line, and which color I should use here? So you have this thing here, something like this here. So what happens at this point? MRS equals to price ratio. At equilibrium, what happens? MRS is equal to the price ratio. Now suppose price ratio has changed, right? Suppose price ratio has changed. So when price ratio has changed, the condition remains same, MRS equals to price ratio, but these parameters will differ. Now the price ratio is different. Earlier it was P1 upon P2, now it is P1 dash upon P2. Earlier MRS was calculated at what? You were consuming what? X naught here and Y naught here. So for a Cobb-Douglas utility function, what is the MRS? Del U by del X upon del U by del Y. So which means what? Y upon X. But when you're calculating it at X naught Y naught, it becomes X naught Y naught. But when you calculate MRS at X1 Y1, because this is what you need to find out now, it is Y1 upon X1. So it is Y1 upon X1 equals to P1 dash upon P2. This is the new equilibrium now. So because this is what you need to find out, the new equilibrium. See, you need to find out such an intermediate level of consumption so that original utility is kept constant. Let's see how do we do it. So it is Y1 upon X1 equals to 1 by 3 now. P1 dash is 1 and P2 is 3. So you get Y1 equals to X1 by 3, right? Now just look at this step. The step is important. My utility function is what? X into Y. I need to find out intermediate level of consumption, which is given by X1 and Y1. So at X1, Y1, my utility is X1 into Y1. But I want to keep my original utility constant, which I have already calculated as 4.175. So X1 is X1. From here, your Y1 is X1 by 3. So it is X1 into X1 by 3. So what you get is X1 square is 12.525. And so you find out X1 to be root of this. So it is 3.53. I've written H for Hicksian, right? Okay. So your substitution effect for the Hicksian case would be like X1H minus X0, which is 3.53 minus X0. X0 is still same as in the Slutsky case, which is 2.5, which is 1.03. Total effect is what? X2 minus X0, which is 5 minus 2.5 is 2.5. Income effect is what? Total effect minus substitution effect of Hicksian, which is 2.5 minus 1.03 is 1.47. Am I clear on this? Okay, I hope it is helpful for you. Thank you very much.